Grow, Go, Glow. Overcomers Church. Changing lives, transforming nations.
Hey everybody, I'm back here in our second session. Oh, this is falling down. But I want to take a second to honor you again and just thank Pastor Mitch and the leadership of Overcomers Church to give me the opportunity to preach and teach to you from thousands of miles away. I can't wait to be with you. I'm begging Pastor Mitch to let me be there. And I'm just also telling him that when he comes to America, he needs to come to our church because he doesn't know the Cuban energy yet. If I get mad, I'm just kidding. He's my brother and I love him a lot. But I just want to thank you again. And before I start here, let's just go ahead and the second time here, the second class, I want to make sure that we go straight to the definition, the mental structure. You know what? Let me go ahead and move to the whiteboard here. And I know last class we talked about thoughts, we talked about definition, we talked about mindset, mental structure. We talk about way to behave, and we go talk about generation path and how we pass that to our generation. So, you know what? This is the point that I want to touch. It's a mental structures right here. And I'm going to flip this right here so you guys have a better view. And mental structures are very, very powerful. And we can call mindset or mental structures or some things like that. And let me ask you something. Let's just do a class dynamic right here. If I take 10 of you, let's go ahead, 10 of you. The first 10 in the first row. And if you go ahead and see this TV and see this background and tell me what you see. Take a second to look at it. And what about you? Tell me what you see. What about you? You? If I ask the 10 of you to tell me what you see, some of you will say, okay, he has a black marker here. He has a whiteboard. He has a beautiful background. There's a tablet here. There's water. There's a phone. Some of you will be very detailed that you will even see things that no one can see. But every single thing in your life is based on your attention. Whatever you put your attention on will define and will create the whole entire world for you. So some of us went to let's say you go to a conference, and when you go to a conference, you said, okay, it was amazing conference, but some of us will come and say, oh, I didn't like the worship team because of that and da. And you go back to that comment, you couldn't see the good of the conference because that comment it's based on a trauma you had in a different conference you were part of, and that you brought that from hundreds of miles away or kilometers away. You brought that to this setting because your mental structure will always direct your whole attention to what was wrong and not what's right. That's why it's the same thing that happens to you. What if we can focus and put our attention? You know, if I was the enemy, the main thing that I would use against you would be distraction. Because distraction won't let you focus in really who you are. Remember Jesus, and I talk about that in the first class, Jesus went to be tempted by the devil in the desert, and suddenly the devil said, if you are the Son of God, the temptation was to take him out of focus and taking the attention to the bread, to the temple, to the worship, to the kingdoms. And Jesus said, let me bring the attention to what really matters is who I am and whose I am. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of times here because I don't know if you know this, but my main language is Spanish. My first language is Spanish, Español. I learned how to speak English here in America. It's been 7 years that I've been here in America. But my main language is Spanish. So every time that in the beginning it happens like that. Right now it is different. But in the beginning, for me to be able to understand what people were saying, I had to translate in my mind. I know you have a couple languages there. I know you speak English, you speak the other ones that I don't know, but I would like to learn. And I know for me it was hard because I said there is a door there. For them, it was a door. For me, it was a puerta. So for me, that door, to make sense, I have to bring that door to my main language and make sure that I translate what I see. And when they say to what I know, and that, oh, now a door is a puerta. Okay, a car for me is a carro. So for them, it was saying, I like that car. And I said, car, what's a car? What's a car? Oh, car is a carro. Okay, now it makes sense, because things will make sense to you when you're able to translate them. When you're able to define them, when they will link to something that you already know already. So that in that translation will get loose. And some of us, I love this, because one time, and let me confess this. And I don't know if you'll be with me or not in this one, but let me be open with you right now. You're my family. I have to be open. And one time I went to a youth conference. And this was insane, man. Those youth were like with holy pants and pants. Their pants were full of holes and everything, and very tight, and this weird type of clothes. And I spent the 3 days there in a youth conference criticizing every single thing that I saw. I don't like the way that they dress. I don't want the way that they behave and everything. So it was like a God joke from heaven. Said, I'm going to prepare something to break your mentality. I'm not saying this is good or bad. I'm saying that was my experience. So when I got home Saturday evening, and Sunday morning when I was getting dressed, my wife said, I just went and I went shopping Friday evening, and I bought you this, and you're going to love it. And you know, guess what? She bought a pants with holes like this one's here. And very skinny jeans and with holes and everything. And it was like God's like slapping me, saying, you criticize it, and now you're going to have it. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm saying everybody has their own revelation about it. But in my case, I was criticizing what I wanted. I was criticizing what I couldn't understand. And some of us will end up doing what we criticized 3 months ago. Some of us are already doing right now what we criticized years ago. So what happened is our definitions and our translations of life will always be the way that we're going to move in life. So nothing will be 100% accurate in our life, translating it. Even everything we speak right now. The Bible says that we don't have enough revelation to go ahead and know what's going on in heaven. Some of us will be right now and saying, this is the way heaven is. And when we get to heaven and we see the revelation, one of the things that I love about the Bible says that the creatures and the elders around the throne, they say, holy, 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 the one who was, who is, and is to come. One of the translations of holy is wow. And one of the translations to that phrase is, wow, 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 I didn't know that part of you. Imagine for eternity that since they were created, they've been saying, wow, wow, wow. Every single time I look at you, I'm learning something new about your nature, the nature of God. I don't know about you, but this makes me think, okay, what if I don't get it? And I'm going to give you a couple tools. And I'm not saying that everything you know is bad or wrong, but I'm saying that I'm going to give you a couple tools so we can have a mental structure open to learn more, to define more, to grow more. Anointing will not come based on how much you pray or how long you pray. It will be based on your maturity. It will be based on your level to be like Jesus. So our thoughts sometimes are like this. We go this way and we always think this way. So what happened to us in Matthew chapter 10, verse 17 to 22, it talks about the young rich man and how he couldn't let go his riches to follow Jesus because this is the way he was thinking. And some of us have this type of thoughts that we like to do the same thing over and over and over. You would like to do the same thing and you like to do that. And I'm going to translate different mindsets. Right here, there is a mindset that I call inflexible mindset. Inflexible mindset. And this is normally a lot of the mindset that people have in churches, inflexible. So this inflexible character, some of the characteristics of the being inflexible mindset is you only see black and white. Things in life are or black or white. It is not a gray in between. You have no space okay, it's like this, and you defend your situations, dead or alive. It's black and white. I don't have anything else. You know what? If you don't think about me, or you don't think the same thing I think, I'm not going to hang out with you. And this is another point, that inflexible mind. We don't open ourselves for relationships, because you have to have my same mindset to be able to be my friend. And you know what happened? That's why, if I'm asking you right now, how many friends do you have? They say you have 10 friends. How many of those friends are Christians? And how many of those friends aren't? And that's the point. If they are Christians, that's good, but it is a sign of inflexible mindset, because you're not exposing yourself to the world so you can change the world. So if you don't hang out, if you don't talk to the prostitute, if you don't talk to the lepers, if you don't go to the tax collector's house, if you don't expose yourself to those people, Jesus was more exposed to those people than the religious people. Inflexible mindset will have no space for dialogue. No space. No space. So you know what this means? I'm talking to you right now about this situation. If you come with a different point of view, I'm done. I'm not open to listen. And this is the point. People say, no, don't listen to the ones who have a different religion. And this may blow your mind. I'm gonna share testimony that I have. So you can hear from, not from what I say, but from what I experienced. In Cuba, they use a lot the witchcraft. And I was totally against the witchcraft, and I'm still against the witchcraft, because it's coming from the hell. But I have a lot of people that for years I was after the witchcraft doctors and the witchcraft and fighting against the spiritual warfare and atmosphere. And I was seeing, and I saw that I was getting victory in the atmosphere, but the people that they were the witchcraft people, they were dying or leaving the town and anything. But I saw them as enemies, but not as an unreached community. You know what I did? God spoke to me and said, you're going to go through a lot of criticism, but this is what I'm wanting you to do. I went to a witchcraft doctor in our city, I think the top one in our city. He was a homosexual, and he was completely into Satan worship thing. That is something that people in my town would never do. Any of the pastors in my town will never get close to those people. And that's the point. Let me keep going. I got to his house, and he said, "Oh, the pastor is here." And I said, "Man, I'm not coming here as a pastor. I want to be your friend. My name is Josue Santiago. I want to be your friend." And he said, "Okay, but don't try to convert me. I'm not going to give my life to anything." He said, "I'm not here to preach about Jesus. I'm here to learn about your religion." And he started unpacking the whole thing about how good they were and and how they're powerful and things like that. And he was unpacking for about, I don't know how many weeks, every single thing. I was every time going, listening, celebrating who he was, not celebrating his religion, celebrating who he was. And after 2-3 weeks, he came and said, "Man, I'm impressed that you haven't preached to me." And I said, "I told you I'm here to hear you, to be with you." And he said, "What is that very thing that you can compare between your religion and my religion?" And he gave me but because I had ears to hear what he told me, I found couple keys that they were missing in their religion. And one is the relationship factor and the loving father factor there. So I said to him, I think one of the main difference between your witchcraft and Christianity is we are not a religion, we are relationship based. And what are you talking about that? Yeah, we don't make sacrifices for the idols to respond to us. Our God made a sacrifice for me to have everything I want in the kingdom. Oh man, I have to feed my idols. I have to give them food. I have to give them this. I have to do this and that. Take care of them. And said, no, in my kingdom, he already took care of all my debts. He already took care of all my circumstances. He make me whole. He make me new. And the only thing he wants me to do is for me to be like Jesus. That's a different one. Tell me another one. said, I'm based right here, like I see in your religion is you're all about war and fight and things like that. In the Christian life, it's all about knowing a loving Father that was able to give His loving Son for me so I can become part of His family, and nothing can separate me from His love. That shook him up to the point that he gave his life to Jesus right there. He became a Christian. You know, it is so simple for us to be firm in who we are, but at the same time, an unflexible mentality will never conquer the world. An unflexible mentality will hide themselves in the four walls of the church and make sure we protect ourselves here. It is not a kingdom mentality, it is a religious mentality. A flexible mindset, wow. A flexible mindset will be open to dialogue. Let them talk. Let them present what they have. And after that, you're so sure in who you are and whose you are in the love of your Father that nothing that what they share will shake you, but will make you strong. And you will be so flexible to go ahead and reach out. Let me give you a couple of characteristics how you can develop a flexible mindset. And this will be a good one. Do not defend yourself every time that someone thinks you're wrong or every time you think you're right. And this is an exercise I want you to do. When you have this is black, and somebody comes and says, that's red, I want to challenge you to not defend yourself because that person thinks different than you. Let the person express his argument of why they think. But you know what happened to us? A simple flexible mindset characteristic would be, oh, you think different than me. For you, this is red. For me, that's black. Okay, I don't need to agree with you, but we can still walk together. On my way to the place, to our destination, I will make sure that slowly I win your heart and I win your mind. I'll let you know this is right, this is black. Change is not a weakness. Change, it is a place of strength. So an unflexible mind, they will always, you know what? They will always hate change. Don't change me. Let me say here, a flexible mind is always going, change is not a sign of weakness. Change is a sign of strength. I was wrong. That's one of the most powerful words that any leader can say. Some of us, we love our pastors. If the pastor will come and he's always right, that's the Superman I want. No. I want a pastor. I want someone that will pastor me, that will be strong enough to say, I was wrong. I will follow someone that can recognize that he was wrong or she was wrong. I won't follow anybody that for them is what they want. And this is it. I'm going to follow someone that can relate to me and say, man, I was wrong and I'm willing to change. Listen. Give you time to investigate if you're right or wrong. Somebody comes to you and give you a fact or something, and take time to listen. What are we so in a hurry to connect, to talk, especially to step into a fight online? The big Facebook, Instagram, all those, the social media is becoming a place of war. We fight with every single one that would put a sword up. We fight against. No. Take time to think and to listen. Don't speak out. Listen. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You have to listen double than when you have to speak. Face your thoughts. Question your thoughts. Some of us, we love to be right. We hate to be wrong. But question your thoughts. Every time you hear your thoughts or something like that, something coming to your mind, question your thoughts. Bring them back to the revelation of the Bible. Don't take every single thing that comes to your mind. Filter every single thought with the Bible, revelation, and the cross. And I'm going to give you the number 6. I'm going to have to hurry up. And this is a couple kind of homework. For me, let me give you a little bit of my story here. My greatest gift is not patience. I'm going to say my greatest gift is not patience. For me, things need to be done yesterday. Here, people in our office, Heather is recording me right now, probably people in my office, they know that when I said, let's do this, I'm going to keep following that up because I am obsessed with making things right and making things fast, and I have no time to think and plan for 3-4 years. That's not my greatest gift. And my greatest gift is not be quiet. I had the lion inside of me that will raise up. You know what I tend to do? I tend to attract people that think like me, they act like me, and they will push me to still be me. But I don't attract people that will challenge me to see life in a different way. What I'm telling you right now, I want you to find people in your life, people that you know they love you, people that you know that they will tell you the truth, and let that be your mentor, your spiritual father and mama, or your mentor. You know what happened here? I remember I had a pastor, a very good pastor. The first time I preached, I was part of the Methodist church in Cuba. The first time I preached there, he came and he said, okay, you're preaching Saturday, and he helped me prepare the message and everything. That was top, I don't know, I can't even describe that. It was a horrible message. Horrible message. I put Noah with Moses with Abraham with Jesus, and it was totally against Bible, what you can think or imagine, because I have all messed up the scriptures and it was a horrible message. The only thing I can remember, I remember the Methodist church have the pulpit right here, the stage, and there was a door here, an exit door. It was an open exit door, and I saw my pastors over there. And as I was preaching, I saw the congregation like, what? And my pastor was right there like this. That was the image I have in my mind. At that point, I was not looking at them. I was looking more at my pastor who's celebrating me than these people here. You know what happened after I finished? He brought me to his office. Yeah, I sat down with him, and he said, I want to congratulate you. You did amazing. You're amazing. You're going to be a great teacher. And after he brought me up, he said, well, let's go ahead and go through the whole message right now, and let me help you organize it better. And he went through the whole message. He said, okay, this is what he did wrong, and this is what. Up to that point, I thought that everything was right. But I had someone that thought different than me, that used the celebration to come and influence my life. And I came from being inflexible to being flexible to listen to someone that has the best from me, but will think and feel different than I do. Is this making sense to you? Come on. Let me go ahead and talk about the definition part, because the mindset will work a lot with definition. There are a couple different definitions you can do, that you can define yourself, and you can define the things that goes around you. Let me use this as an example. I wish I had a baseball bat here, but let me just use this microphone stand here. Life is like this. Life is like a baseball game that what I really love about Jesus is that Jesus was at one time in one city telling the Pharisees, you guys are telling the words about them. And suddenly he went to another city and he didn't say anything, and he just walked away. Jesus had the ability to choose his battles, to fight which he knew what giants were for him and what giant wasn't. So I think life is like a baseball game that you have to wait the right ball and the right pitch to say, okay, this is the one that I will do it. And now I'm going to bat whatever comes my way, because that's part of mindset. We have a mindset that we fight everything. We walk everything. We don't take criticism. We don't want people to criticize us. We want everybody to celebrate us, and we are not exposed. You know, your pitcher will not be for you. His job will be to make you go back to your sit and not do a home run. God spoke to you about you are going to have, your life will be a life of home runs. You're going to come to home. But suddenly you think that because he said that, every single thing in your life will be plenty of joy and things like that. But life will pitch you a lot of curveballs. That's why you got divorced. That's why right now you lost your parents. That's why right now you lost that beautiful wife or a beautiful husband. And that was not part of the equation that you thought. You said, okay, this is what God wanted to do. No. Your picture, that is life, that's Satan sometimes, will not be for you. His job is for you not to fulfill your destiny. That's why you have to be wise to what ball hit. You know, some of us, we're touching. Some of us, we're trying to find a way. We go back to the seat and we get depressed and come back. We go back. And it is not about the ball, the pitch, or anything. It's about you waiting. It's about you defining which one will bring me back home, and which one will take me to the first base, the second base, the third base. We are we love when what people think about us. We want people to think good. We want people to build us. We want people to help us. And I give you a couple tools here before I close on how to change your mentality, mindset, and flexible and things like that. But sadly, we have placed people in the position of defining who we are. And as we do that, we are always failing in life. You know, let me tell you that not even your pastor, your apostle, your leader, your papa, your whatever, they have the ability to define who you are. The only one that has the ability and the capacity to define you is the one who created you. And in life, we have this type of people. We have people that will be your builders. And you're going to have people that will be toxic people. And depending on who you are and what you want to do in life, you know, toxic people will always celebrate you. Celebration will always make you stay in the way you want to be. But builders will always challenge you to go to a different place. Let me go ahead and give you a couple definitions here. Toxic people will say, you owe me. Toxic people will say, I'm expecting this from you. Toxic people don't help me. People don't want me. People don't like me. Let me go ahead and close here because I'm going to be speaking from Revelation, not from what I have here. Toxic people will be those people that will celebrate you, that will feel you owe them, that will feel that you become addicted to their comments. You become addicted to it's a trap that if they don't text you, you don't feel good. If they don't talk to you, you don't feel good. And this is sadly, those are links of the soul and not links of the spirits. The Spirit of God. The links of the soul, when you link somebody with your soul, with someone, it becomes a toxic environment. That's why you're stuck in the same place. You're making excuses to fulfill your destiny. You're making excuses to face this giant. Toxic people will say, you can keep going with pornography. Pornography will not harm you. Keep watching pornography. I'm going through the same and doing the same thing, and pornography will not harm you. Toxic people will never challenge you to move forward, but it will challenge you to stay. Builders, the other side will sound like they are against you. But they will be the people that will say, hey, get out of your comfort zone and go up. You know, I graduated myself to a professional pusher. I got my degree of professional pushing. And some people here at the church, they come to my office and give me an idea. I say, okay, you're doing it. No, I came to give you an idea. No, you gave me an idea. You do it. And some people in our church, they even are concerned or afraid sometimes to tell me what they think because I am like that. You thought it, you have the vision, you go ahead and do it. So I want to be a builder for my church. I want to come to them and say, you did wrong. I'm going to type in Spanish, mal. You did wrong. This is not the way you do it. This is not the way you go ahead. Like my pastor, I'm going to celebrate you, but at the same time, I'm going to bring you back to correction. And especially if you're a youth watching, the temptation of Satan will be to link you with toxic people, not with builders. Builders will be there for you, but they will not do the work for you. Oh man, I'm going through the same thing right now. I have a lot of people here that comes from Cuba, and they all want me to help them and everything, and I love to help people, but I'm getting to a point, I want to do with them what my spiritual mom, Leanne, did to me. And I know you know Leanne, I went to Sri Lanka because of her, and I preach in your church because of there too. But Leanne taught me a lot. When I got to America, I didn't speak the language, and I didn't where is the bathroom. I didn't say anything. I didn't know anything. I came with $1,500 and a suitcase. My wife was pregnant. And Leanne came, and the first thing she came, and I was asking her personal assistant to help me with my paperwork and everything. She came to me and she said, my personal assistant is not your personal assistant. You better deal with your problems and you better deal with your paperwork. That hurt me, truly hurt me. And I already talked to her. That truly hurt me. And after that, I remember we going to places and settings where I have Pastor Joel and Soraya. They're from here. They're Mexican and Colombian. And they were speaking to me in Spanish. And my spiritual mom said, no, don't speak. And she would get mad of her because they were spiritual sons, daughters of her too. And she would get mad. And I felt that she wanted to destroy me. I felt, well, what's going on? In Cuba, my spiritual mom was too nice to me. And now that I come to America, she's this type of rude person. No. And I realized when I came to a church, and at the first time that I preached in English, I look at her, and that was when that clicked in my mind. I am preaching in English because of her. When I went to Sri Lanka, I was speaking in my second language in a country, in thousands of miles from America, because I had someone that was strong enough to not give me what I want, but give me what I need. And sometimes builders will block you to do stupid stuff. And we're not ready sometimes for those builders to come into our lives, because our mentality is, we always go to what is good, what is fun, what don't add pressure to my life. You know, this one, toxic people will not add any pressure. Their purpose is to keep you in your comfort zone. Builders will be those who will always add fire. Whenever I have a meeting with my leaders here, I'm in the first 3 months of the year, I'm having every department, every leader of every department, I'm meeting with them, and I want to hear their vision for 2022. And after that, I always have like some kind of fire and vision for them to give it to them. And when they come and start dreaming, and this is what I would like to see in your ministry happen. After they share their vision, I add a little bit more to what they have. And that pastor that's really stretching, and I love that because it's really stretching, and I love to stretch you because I know you can do more. I know your capacity can be stretched. If you're not stretched, you're not going to be able to fulfill your destiny. So let your pastor stretch you. Let your spiritual father make you be uncomfortable. This is part of the kingdom. And this is part of having a different mentality. Now, as I close today, I do have a lot to share with you. I could spend a lot of times talking about the mentality and toxic environments. And there's one topic here that I would like to share with you, but maybe Pastor Mitch will do. It's about short-term mentality and long-term mentality. There's some of us that we are only investing in our belly button right now. We're only investing in today. And we don't, and it goes about to whatever you spend and whatever you invest. Whatever you spend, it will never come in return. Whatever you invest will take time, but it will bring you back a reward. Normally, whatever you pay for now will not reward you, but whatever you invest in years ahead will bring you back a reward. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's a generational daddy. And I want to bless you right now and pray for you as we close. I want to let you know that I want you to fulfill your destiny. I tell people here at church, my destiny as a pastor is to help you fulfill yours. If you fulfill your destiny, I'm fulfilling mine as your pastor. I want to bless you today and challenge you to find builders in your life. Get away from the toxic ones. Get away from those who make you feel comfortable. Get away from those who only celebrate you. But join and be with people. If you are an eagle and hang out with chickens, you will never fly. But if you're an eagle and you hang out with eagles, you will see that you maybe can go farther. You maybe can go higher. You maybe are able to catch this type of animals. but it's which one is your circle of influence. As I close, I wanted to let you know this. The Bible says we go from glory to glory. And the revelation of glory to glory is not the revelation that normally we have. The Bible says we are being transformed when we go to glory, from glory to glory. And every time I see transformation in the Bible, it doesn't happen without pain. It doesn't happen without stretching yourself. So glory to glory is not going up. Glory to glory is going down. It's going through crisis and situations. And you will need a builder to be able to go from glory to glory. I challenge you, Sri Lanka, right now to dream like never before. I challenge you right now to step out and say, I'm going to take over my nation. I'm going to release the kingdom of God. I'm going to change the mentality of my nation. If everybody throwing trash, I'm going to change the mentality. I'm going to create a new way of thinking in Sri Lanka, that no trash in the streets. Pastors, that's not a spiritual, that's not kingdom. No, it is kingdom. Kingdom means possession of the land. Take it over. I challenge you, school, to go ahead and raise up. Some of you will be the next president of Sri Lanka. Some of you will be businessmen, fathers, and spiritual moms, pastors, apostles. Some of you will change the nations. But we will not be able to change the nation if we don't get to change our mentality. Being transformed by the renewal of our mind. Go back to the cross. Go back to the revelation. And go back to Jesus. God bless you. And let me finish with these 3 phrases that I normally do in our church family here. The best is yet to come. If God did it before, He can do it again. And shalom. Bye.
Grow, go, glow. Overcomers Church. Changing lives, transforming nations.